Ну что ж, поехали. Меня зовут Кирилл Доронин. В свое время заинтересовался инвестированием. В какой-то момент мы придумали с партнерами лозунг, то есть занимайся чем хочешь, а деньги должны быть. Что это такое? Это вот, и мы решили, что это будет Finiko. Название абсолютно ничего не означает. Что называется, взденкнуло. Finiko.ru. На сегодняшний день Finiko.ru это одна из таких площадок, которая позволяет любому пользователю получать финансовые результаты и финансовые продукты. Какие? Расскажу об этом позже, хотя наверняка многие из вас как минимум слышали об этом. У меня 2 сына, и мне очень важно, чтобы у меня было какое-то наследие. И выработал для себя в какой-то момент, прям осознанно взял и вот выработал для себя такие правила, по которым я буду двигаться, и эти правила постараюсь передать. На мой взгляд,
and to teach my children. I'm not the source of absolute truth, and all presenters will not insist on that. We just have viewpoint, and this viewpoint is supported by some people, and these people get some financial results. We get our financial results, and we'll share with you how to do it. We're ready to listen to your questions. We're ready to explain our viewpoint. We will insist on our viewpoint and support it. And again, these will give you the answer to the question what we leave for us, for our children. For me, it wasn't easy to understand where is the money. Where is the money? We go through our life exchanging different resources. We can have different resources, overvalued, undervalued, but resources are, so the equivalent of these resources is money. And we develop rules in which the money will, with a high level of probability, will appear. And now we think it is very important. Now, if some time ago a lot of people were concerned about guarantees, about collaterals, nowadays when we just, life is so busy and dynamic, values are changing, we understand there is no guarantees to anything. And this is our first rule, no guarantees. And there is no guarantees. Whatever you do, you can do it with great pleasure. And if there is no guarantees, you can do whatever you want, recognizing that you can fail. It is a very, very nice state of mind when you know at any moment you can fail. It's quite opposite to our traditional model. And when something went wrong, went awry, we can try something else, then something else. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. So ready to fail, it helps us to be more concentrated, to be more careful. We don't have fear to fail. It's my favorite example with a motorcycle rider. If you're afraid of trees, you definitely will end up hitting one tree. And because if you are afraid of fail, you will fail, because you concentrate on it. So your internal ego, your internal resources allow you to be ready to fail. You use your resources to concentrate on final result. Second, uncertainty is a norm. So this environment which we are in, it is uncertain. We recognize that environment is uncertain. So we see something, so we have 5 of us, and we have 5 brains of 5 people. We have 20 people, so the limit is 20 brains of 20 people. The practice is showing that we have to have a lot of different competences, and if you have more than 10 people, you start repeating the experiences. You really didn't grow, you really don't expand. And if we understand it, so whatever we plan in future, there is a limit what we see from here and to eternity. And from this environment, you can make friends if you understand its uncertainty. And what we do, we are ready for any development, for anything. No guarantees, you know, and it will force us to turn, to make a U-turn 180 degrees and move in different direction. Your readiness to fail, your readiness prepares you to move in any direction. So this is one of the strong sides of the 21st century company. And third is, so you have to be aware of the Where are you going? What's going on around you? So it's an old adage. I mean, just follow with the wind. Follow the wind. Follow the trends. You can always choose the way how to do it. You can have a rowing boat and go against it, or you can use the wind and follow this wind. And in our case, follow the wind and make money. All these three things, I call them companies that's like kangaroo company. So if you imagine company, most of all I'm afraid of to become an elephant company, huge big monster which is walking along, not noticing anything around it. But if this elephant trips, it just falls and never stand up. Company for me is a group of kangaroos, small, very agile creatures which can move. The herd of kangaroo, okay, if you lose 1/3 of these animals, of these kangaroos, like small businesses, you know, so still the group will be moving on. The company should be big, but consisting of a number of kangaroos. I'm using this metaphor trying to help you to understand how we try to develop. We try not to be centralized, overly centralized. We try to decentralize businesses inside the company, which as this group of jumping kangaroos have to reach the final goal. And so these are principles are the foundation of the Finiko project. Finiko, well, we combine our natural laziness with the desire to invent some instruments for making money. First investment mechanism is the CTI index, which has 18 instruments. And these instruments are traded on different sites. And my colleague will tell you much more about it. My colleague will have some examples with the traders, how they make 4 to 5% profit a day on the 4 sites, on the Forex, Mosbirja, BitMEX, and Chicago Stock Exchange. So these instruments are built on principles of the theory of probability. So mathematical model is, you can imagine that we have 17 or 18 instruments, and each of them must make from 3 to 5% a day. I will not just asking you believe it or not believe. You can find it all in internet. When I explain it about bitcoins, we increased the number of instruments from 2 to 3. Now we have 18 instruments, and each of these instruments makes 3 to 5% a day. And if you follow this logic, that even if half of these instruments fail, so the other half, 1 to 2%, will still give you some growth. And we have to increase the number of partners. When you already get partners which understand marketing plans, which understand the systems of scaling, and they know how to scale. So we have a marketing plan how to sell this index, which helps you to make, for example, $1,000, and to make money on people who want to invest this money, $1,000. So when you invest it, people get from 0.8 to 0.5% a day. How it works? Capital, 30% of what you make today, we give to investor, 30% we give to traders, and 30% company leaves to itself. So it's evenly distributed profit, which takes into account interest of all parties. When this index, investment index, is introduced, if you have any questions, please, we have mics here. If you have any questions, don't wait until the question answer session. You can get to the microphone and I will understand that you have question. You better ask this question on time, otherwise you'll lose logic and forget about it. The silliest question is in this life is not asked question. If you move to microphone, I understand that you want to ask question and I will accept this question. So this investment index was created for those of you who understand what is investment, how you'll spend the money. So we move on a little bit further. We ask the question ourselves, when you invest, well, you have a certain purpose to invest. So you have a purpose, I don't know. I mean, any financial task, any financial motivation is based on their desire to improve their living conditions. For example, to pay back credit, to buy a car, to buy some other values. I mean, to pay for the expensive education. Investment is always for something with a purpose. It's people are chasing money, sometimes not understanding why. Ability to make money and use money for certain purpose, it is it's success. Very often people think that to make money is important. No, it's important how to know how to spend money. If you cannot make money, you cannot spend it. You cannot continuously make money. You have to spend money. It's like energy. Do you have a question? About 10%. You asked a question about 10%. 10% goes to reserve. We didn't hide this 10%. These are 10% which we use for reinvestment, and it's just in case fund. In the beginning I told you we will live with an uncertainty where we're ready for any development of events. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how much it will cost, whatever happens. And it's necessary to get some extra money to cover some expenses which you don't know yet. It's the money of all of us to compensate and protect us. So we continue logic. So investment always has a purpose. So any investment has a purpose. And very opposite, these purposes are material purposes. And we call it just this project, the cover your financial needs. And if you look at different angle at it, you turn it into a conversation about your purposes, about your goals, because for many people, the understanding of goal, well, we have it, but let's be honest, whatever we plan, whatever goals we have, the ability to set a goal and achieve it, it's quite a complicated skill. Anybody can, do you remember that some people, or for yourself, you just wanted to start running in the morning, to lose weight, you had purpose to stop eating sweet things before you go to bed, but the people continue doing this thing. They say, okay, today is the last day, but tomorrow I will start new life. Any purpose is not easy to achieve. Why? It's a skill. If you until now have been living with the habits to spend money, and tomorrow you decided to be investor, it's difficult to do it. It's difficult to save money. It's difficult to invest, save again. It's quite difficult. Usually people, whatever goals they have, you act according to your front cortex. That's what you plan. But you act according to your habits. Change habits. It's a tremendous work, and not many people are ready to do it. So that's why when you understand you have financial goal, investment for many people will become just a generating money and spending them on its everyday routine needs. Sometimes I read charts and I understand people, when they start making money, they stop spending. So why did you spend? So they spent $400, $600 a month. Investment should bring me more money. So now we have goal, for example. You can pay back your credit for 35%, for example. So we move on from make money, bring the money to the, take money to the bank, pay back for the credit. So this is that's what we do. The next product is, for example, buy a car for 35%. So we'll talk about it when we explain to you how to make money. Buy a flat for 35%. get cash back 25%. So we came to products which respond to your needs and answer question why to invest. In marketing, you need advertisement, and what for? What is the perfect advertisement? Advertisement gives you new clients. Well, the perfect advertisement, if you don't have advertisement, but you still have clients.
What are the results of the investment? If there are no investment, but there are the results. You're not investing them, but you are buying, say, cars, you are traveling into the countries where you want to be, but there you are. That's the ideal investment? Well, we are looking at various products that help you to get there. Let me represent product number one. Let's assume you have 1 million rubles, which, let's say, is being paid on every 25th day of the month by 35,000 rubles over the course of 3 years. Let's assume we agree that way. The company offers the following proposal on this product. You are putting down 350,000 rubles as an agreement, and then you forget about this million. And what happens is that on every 23rd, 24th of the month, you have 105,000 rubles on your account. That account consists of the current payment, say 35,000 rubles, and 70 or whatever thousand rubles is the sum that covers the body of the, say, loan. Your job is to press the button, and you are decreasing the body of the loan by 70,000. And over the course of, say, 9 to 10 months, your loan is covered. And that is it. That's the main complication of the presentation. You have to present this within a minute or 2 minutes. That way we are covering the loan, any kind of loan, any kind of debt that you have over the 9 to 10 months. If no matter what is the situation, the product seems to be clear, over 600 or 700 people are using that product. The happiest users of the product are those who have a mortgage. These are the most sizable value. Obviously, consumer loans are less sizable, but they are still benefiting. We decided to take a look at what other things people want to resolve using the investments approach. We started addressing the needs of those who want to buy a flat or a car. Thus, we offered respective products. A flat or a car at 35% of the price tag of whatever. Let's say that all of your life long you've been thinking that it's about time that you drive something better. You might be driving one car, but it's been a while since you want to be driving a different one. Let's say Mercedes, C-Class Mercedes. And we would be having a show. You would be actually handing keys and the certificate for such a car to one of the members of the company. Let's say 3 million rubles. What's the offer our company makes? You identify what you want to have. You are investing 1,005,000 rubles on the first day. Of the agreement, and on the 95th day, the company is paying for you the purchase of a vehicle which costs 3 million. and the vehicle is yours directly into your ownership, as well as without any kind of financial lien. 35% of the debt within 95 days, the vehicle is yours without any kind of transfer of the deed. It's just a queue. An individual work with an individual. That's not queuing. That's working with you, and the mechanism is more or less as follows. Since 95 days is a period of time that is necessary to earn the money for the vehicle, we are offering to make certain deal per the 80th day. Let's say you have an understanding of how much is the car of your dreams. You are signing a contract for, say, 1,050,000, and let's say on the 80th day, 15 days before, you start going around car dealerships, start sitting into the vehicles, choosing the color, the interiors, start understanding what is the feeling. Then you're signing the contract of the sale, and you're saying that the transaction will take place in 2 weeks' time. That's when the purchase and sale agreement is closed, the money is transferred, and the vehicle is yours. Same thing is true for flats. You are then identifying the district where you would like to live. Let's say you know the homes there, or maybe your husband or wife is telling that it would be wonderful to move into that district, and you have 1 million or 2, or maybe you are unable to get a mortgage or some complex conditions. You identify what you want, you identify the cost of the apartment, let's say 5 to 7 millions. You are investing 1.5 to 2 millions. We are calculating the ratio. On the 80th day, you're usually not having such round figures. It's usually 2,980, a respective purchase and sale contract is being made. You are agreeing on the date when the money will be transferred to you yourself. You know that the day X will be day 95. So around the 80th of the day, you are agreeing about the transaction date. The company is paying, and the company is without any liens, and you own it. That's one of the products. Should you have questions, you feel free to ask, even though I feel that many of those questions were asked many times. Now, what's actually happening? My question is about the credit loan and the monthly payments. Where does that money go on the account of the agreement, right? Let us explain this to a wider audience. When you are making a loan agreement, you are making 2 contracts. One, the loan account, you can only transfer your money on your personal account, and then you are signing an agreement that the bank is transferring that money. Thus, the money goes on your personal account from where the bank will be doing the transaction. That's correct. And is it organized on behalf of the company or individual? When we are in such a contract, when you are transferring me 350,000 rubles, we are signing the loan agreement where I have responsibility to return this money. Any kind of payments for this, is it with a private individual with you? Yes. with me or with my aides, Mr. Zildovich or Sabirov. As a private individual, I'm returning that money, but that scheme will only be there for another month because it will be cooler. If I consider it the way it is, it's the scheme used by Sundukov of the Drevprom. I've heard about it. I would have to state straight that we are being compared with very, very many names. Unless people would have simplified the vision, then the relationships with the client would have been much better. I guess it's just something that needs to be explained. I agree, but the next step we are making is simplification even further. Okay, you are calling me to make a step forward and present something I intended to share in the following block. That money would not be sent to you, it would be sent to the respective electronic account and showing to you that you are doing that. Then obviously we are simplifying many things in line with Federal Law 215 of the Russian Federation, as well as other complications. I agree with that. Are there any other questions? Yes, I do. I would like to hear what is the minimum figure for the price tag of a vehicle or an apartment. The vehicle, 100,000, let's start, but apartment, 300,000, but that would probably be a room in an apartment. I understand your question on one side. On the other hand, it's important that you hear in this company not only about figures, but about things that you allow yourself in this life, because all the norms and standards in your life, why are they the way they are? Why are they minimal or average or somewhat higher? I would prefer to see people not to limit themselves, but to aspire to something a little higher than they are used to. Why an apartment with 3 million rubles price tag or 5 million ruble price tag? Quite often, life shows that everything depends on our ambitions to earn a little more, because you need to invest 600,000, you can make a few steps and then earn 1 million and higher. I decided to answer your question and go a little further. My recommendation is to look at things with a little higher ambitions. But obviously, when we are sharing this with others, we have to be able to explain to others. I understand that all those here, they're not only to understand, but to share. I obviously share, I understand. I am sharing here my own vision. My recommendation is to be looking at whatever ambitions, but the ambitions, whatever I accept. Hello, I also have a question. Hello, Kirill. And let's assume that the sum of the contract is lower. We were thinking about 3 million, and for whatever reason, it went back to 2,700,000. Agree? Right now, we are introducing the management tool, and let's say the 93rd, 94th, 95th day, the sum is different. And the difference is either returning to you if the sum is more than what you need, and if it is more or less 15%, you'll receive a proposal to keep your money for 15 to 20. Let's say that you discover that the apartment that you actually want ended up being 3,100,000, and then we are working for extra 100,000, and then the full sum will be transferred, keeping in mind the amount of money that was necessary higher. But what if the agreement was for 3 million? I actually meant differently, but I needed less, 2,700,000. Then we are transferring 2,700,000 to the seller and 300,000 to you. Well, and how? Well, I'm sure we would agree we can either transfer it to your card or to the Bitcoin, etc. It just quite soon we will have a standardized solution in Cifrons, because actually your questions are, is compression of the skill like it is in any of the mastery. We first offered the service, but then we understood that this could be standardized down to the program code of Cifron for exchange of, say, Bitcoins or rubles. Hello, my question is, if a person is finding an apartment for 1,500,000, but the seller, let's say that the price tag for the apartment is 1,500,000, and the agreement with the seller is for 1,800,000. I wonder if the previous case was in case when the price tag ended up being lower, and what if the price tag ended up being higher, a few 100,000. Honestly, I don't exactly understand the question. Zygmunt rephrased quite well. An apartment is worth 1,500,000, but I want a contract 1,800,000. I want a 1,500,000, but I understand it's not critical to increase. But in Russian registry, will register only 1,500,000. He is, though, confirming the contract, but officially it seems that it is, it's lying to us in our agreement. Well, we decided not to complicate the issues. Let's call there's an investment, the car or whatever. You have a tool. If everything is going to the card, you are deciding on all of that yourself. We would like to organize a service which will be running autonomously, just using our mechanics of money generation. What you are asking about is about the technology that will be used until the end of February, whilst at the end of February, even a little earlier, we will move to a new approach. It will happen on Tuesday, even. Yes, hello? A number of questions. It's the first time I'm at such an event. Many of those present here are asking about products. I would like to start with where it came from. First of all, I'd like to thank you for answering right away that there are no guarantees, but lots of uncertainty. It gives the understanding if something goes wrong, we warned you. You won't trust you. I will tell you that we didn't warn ourselves. And if it will be implemented the way it's being described about loans and apartments, Ms. Nabiulina and the government will thank you, because you will simplify the loan offering solutions for the population. First thing that I would like to, I guess, mark for myself, do you have a license? Is it for brokerage? Is that for dealership? Is that for a license for the banking activity? Because I would like to see that, because obviously I would like to use sums at a larger scale, not 1,000, not even 10,000 US dollars, and opening accounts where the money will be transferred. Is that under Russian legislation, or are we talking about offshore accounts, Belize, Cyprus, etc.? Offshores are okay. It's just that obviously that would require greater reporting. Maybe go one by one about license. The type of activities that we are doing doesn't require any licenses. What is we don't even have a public limited company. And how do you see that? Well, it looks as follows. You are a user of automated system which is located in in EU with a cryptocurrency used an Estonian company that has permits to be selling cryptocurrency and real exchange. That's the first step. Then that contract is being transferred into Bitcoin, which in the framework I'm generating additional Bitcoins. That agreement is then transferred back into US dollars, and then you are getting back your money either as products or investment results.
Do I have to open an account? No, just a sec. Opening account, it's like any other broker's company which say your money will not be touched, you have them on your account, you just give your money to trade. But for us, it's most risky way of investment, because you give money for one or two instruments, whereas we have 50% risk. So that is why we have this index, it's our name of the product, which has simultaneously is traded on 17 different areas by the people who can do it. So that is why, would you please save your questions for people who will give you better answers. I am entrepreneur. I operate with money before and money after. You have more money after, that means you made money. And my colleagues after me will be giving you more detailed information, how certain things are not possible in brokerage in order not to risk excessively with the client's money. So that is why our approach is safe. This money of clients' money cannot be arrested, can be blocked, and this is how we develop international part of our business. Do you work with bitcoins? Because you talked about Moscow exchange. We fix your transaction in Bitcoin, and then we do what we think is right, not to lose it. Last question, anyway, you as a person responsible for the business, so you should know how money is made in the company. We talk about trading on the Moscow exchange, Chicago exchange. I see, Max, I'm a broker, IP broker. It's most known brokers in Chicago exchange, Ninja brokerage, Chicago exchange, and Открытие, it's on Moscow bridge. The accounts are opened for the physical, for the individuals, for members of my team. But you better ask these questions again to my specialists. They will give you better answer. My question is, can companies participate in the companies? They cannot be here because I don't know what will happen with your ACWED if you cannot send me money as transfer money as a legal entity, as a company. But we are preparing these documents in order to increase your profitability and decrease your cost. How it works? You organize some fund within your legal entity, which pays for your fixed costs. And we want to build a mechanism which accumulates capital and finances your fixed costs. But now we don't have these products. We are working on it. But according to the civil code, if legal company can credit to an individual, yes, you're right. But if you make more than 3 transactions, your bank will come to you and your money will be arrested. Yes, you're talking about this civil code, but at the same time, we live. My second question is, I don't want to create additional risks with the central bank. My question was about the commercial real estate Can it be involved if we have agreement as two individuals? Yes. As two individuals, yes. Yeah, it can be done. It can. Commercial real estate can be. If you like snowmobiles, and if you like other expensive toys. Any question? I'm from Ufa. I talked to an entrepreneur who read every paragraph of the credit agreement, and they talk about 35% and 8% above, because we cannot take money from minimum is. So the question is, if from individual you get big money to cover the credit for the car, and if a year after a person, can a person come and demand the car back? So credit agreement, what about some extra, not just 350,000, you paid more. Sorry, I don't understand you. So can you ask a question, money back? You get some 700 extra money, more than in credit agreement. You will. Are we talking about the representative of the company on behalf of which money is given to you to buy a car? No, it cannot have. Where is the guarantee? No guarantee. If you want to, I don't need this 300,000. If you think that we need, I built my model. If we know that there will be some people, some crazy people with strange behavior, because every spring and every autumn we have peak of their activity, and I have to be ensured that against these people. And I have my financial instruments in my credit agreement, and we develop our company, and we have some mechanism which save us. And if your client doesn't like this agreement, well, it's your right. If you don't want to sign this agreement, don't sign it. Organize your company, and we'll see what happens when you have your 1,000 clients. I would like to move on. Good afternoon, Kirill. I'm Stepan Kuznetsov. I'm from Yelabuga. I'm part of Finiko project. Well, thank you very much for organizing this company. And my question is, I'm, as many other partners, came here to make money, to help other people, and I'm a bit of lack of confidence. I understand that if you want to build something, you need a team, and I'm not really certain. What do you mean, uncertainty? To be certain, to be confident, what do you need? Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you like this condition? Is it something familiar, feeling, or it just doesn't depend on whom you work with? It is called decision, which you have to make a decision. There are decisions which you make decision and you just stop on this, and you make decision and you follow. The question is what you lose when you fail. You get experience. What is experience? Reputation. What is reputation? that I have doubtful reputation. Maybe you can find any information about me. Or you live your own life. It doesn't make any difference. Do you really live your life in order to meet somebody's expectations? Of course, for us it's important, reputation. But you always has a chance to come to a person who you think you let down. You say, I made mistake. You give information, and people then make decisions. If you suddenly I live my own life. Everybody lives their own lives. It's your own decision where to go and what to do. When you are afraid to hit the tree when you drive, you definitely will hit the tree. But if you're looking for other ways, you will always find a way to go. Confidentiality, it's something comes from the inside. So we go further, yeah, because the question, we have to move on. Oh, more questions. Kirill, good afternoon. A short question. Your company promises 35% every month. Why don't you get credit and paid back? Okay, I answered 1,000,000 times on this question. Okay, okay. When you get credit in bank, how many clients you can buy? Depends on the business. Not one, because you just got money and you cannot do it yourself. And for example, somewhere around you, there are people thinking what we'll do in the next 10, 20 years. Whatever projects I'll do, you need people to promote them. You need team which can criticize, which can finance you. You cannot use credit money. You just, how much you're ready to spend a year? $1 million, $2 million. So you buy a house, 2 houses. I'm 40 next week, and I'm not interested in just making money. I'm interested in making money. And any credit. Now, if I get 1 billion rubles, I don't know what to do with it, how to invest it. In mathematically, it just doesn't work. And for 1 ruble, I will get you as a manager, because if you buy a car or buy flat or start using cashback card, you inevitably will give me 5 more people. Not any bank can give me. And then 5 of these people. So this is the environment of the uncertainty with possibilities. I will never get it for credit. So that is why this is the mechanism, how it works. A trader, who is next? So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, and most of you don't know, my name is Pavel. I'm the trader of the Finiko company. And today we'll talk about my entry point, my exit point, and I will give you the logic of my actions, why I did that. Before we talk about these slides, I'll tell you what's important for me. For me, it's important to define the tendency, where we go, what's the trend, And on this slide, you see that this is the downstraight trend, if you look at the left part of the chart. Well, that means that if I want to earn, I want to join this trend. I want to enter according to the trend. But to get into the deal, it's at the spur of the moment is not right. You have to find the exact place where to enter. And you see that I see the area of sales, and this area of sales is specifically there when the sales intensified.
Which means that there is a large player that will be defending on position. If we have identified such, we can forecast some reaction. Irrespective of whether it is strong or weak, we can forecast that. I identify that as the sales zone, and then I would be looking for that. Now, it's important for me to take a look at how am I to approach this. It's important for me to take a look at volumes, lower ones than what we have seen in the downfall with the low results, narrow spreads, not as in the fall down, which means that the buyer is yet weak and it's the seller's game. When the price is coming to my level, I start selling. On the slide, I hope you see that I put the stock for the seller's level, and I am now observing for my deal what's going on. Then I see that the price is going my way. It is falling as I expected. One thing is to enter into the sale, and it's also correct. It's important to exit correctly. So we are using the similar logic for exit as when you were entering. We are looking for the zone of purchasing where we have seen buyers. Thus, we are looking at that area, and that's the way we are exiting. Here, I mark purchase area simply because over this period, when the price was being bought, some accumulation has taken place. Thus, I'm setting the level. We are approaching it. I see some responses taking place. That's when I am exiting from the deal. Most likely that this level will be overshot and it will be going higher. What's important for me is not that, but to see the movement, to get my interest and then get out of the deal. That's about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Edward Sabirov. Some might have already met me, some didn't. It's been 11 years that I'm doing trading. I started learning this in my childhood. I was doing traditional businesses, but then I understood that it is more interesting to use your head. And I came back to trading, and that's the way I started earning. At the moment, I'm trading at Chicago Stock Exchange in crude oil. At ticker FTI. How is that happening? How am I spending my day? Let me illustrate that with a slide. It would be easier for me. Something I'm used to. That's a website for technical analysis called TradingView. Here, just like Pavel and many other traders, I'm marking different levels. In my case, that's purchases and sales level. I start noting that somewhere around midnight, and then I am filing applications. The first one is limits to enter, the second one is stop limit, so that if the price will be moving against me, I will be kicked out, and I would be then deciding on other entry points. And the third is take profit. How is it taking place? All respective applications are being set that I am putting the alert on, and when the price is approaching to what I have filed, my alarm sounds. I start tracing how the movement, whether it's weak or strong, what are the volumes being traded now. The deal is made. And then I'm observing the reaction once I enter the deal. If there is some reaction towards my direction, I am setting limits without losses. It's better if I would be kicked out on that condition, and I would better look for another entry point and not just lose. Now, let me step aside from my analysis and talk about the rules that were set in the company to minimize risks. Next slide. Kirill spoke about the way money is being allocated and where it goes. First exchange is Chicago, second is Moscow exchange, then BitMEX crypto exchange, and the fourth is Forex. At the moment, we are using 18 instruments in trading, but those who trace us for quite a while know that we started with fewer instruments. Every month or two, I am trying to introduce new trading tools to lower the risks even further. Now, risk minimization rules. How do we distribute our, say, trading deposits? 30% goes into the intraday deals, the short deals that are being done during the day. 30% of deposits goes into position contracts or average period ones from a week and longer, and 40% is untouched deposit, which is being left if neither intraday nor position deals don't work. I obviously don't know what would happen. Different things take place at the market. We can use that 40% back to 100 and start earning in line with the scheme that we actually use. Now, why do we use 2 stops a day? When I was beginning, I was making plenty of errors, losing many counts in the process. At the same time, I learned how to overcome losses and start understanding what is the optimal position. That's when I understood that 2 stops a day is more than enough. That's the number of stops where the loss would not be significant, but you would get the lesson that you didn't analyze the graph well enough, and you have to be more serious in your analysis. Well, how does it happen? Let's say a trader comes into a deal, says the stop sign, and then he goes, takes his rest. Then he goes back to the computer, and then if he kicked out at stop, he goes home. I know that next day, after having analyzed these errors, he would be able to earn much more. We continue introducing new tools, as I have said, not just new tools, but also traders that join us, some for internship, others for learning. The more tools we have, the more traders we have, the lower is the risk. Today, we have 12 traders working in the company that are taking their own decisions. Each and every one of them is analyzing on instruments. That way, they are entering the deal in line with their own understanding, which is how we are minimizing risks. We have seen questions before whether you are indeed trading, whether you are true. Please show us your statements. I refuse doing that because that means risks for traders. After plenty of meetings, we decided that we would be showing that, and we opened 2 public accounts, one at Chicago, another is at Forex Exchange. We opened them in November, if I'm not mistaken, and I will be showing you a little later. You will see quite a good growth. How can you check us? You can open your own account and give us access to trade for 3-4 days. If in 3 to 4 days you see that we trade well and you like it, then welcome to the team. And third, way would be to send your expert to interact either with the team leader or the traders that work at specific exchanges. Here I'm demonstrating our Chicago account. $10,000 opened in Chicago. At the moment it has $28,000, which means 180% growth on that account since November. Next slide. No one is surprised. Here we are showing you a Forex account also opened in Forex. $10,000 went into it at the moment. It shows 190% growth since November, which means $29,000. That's more or less how we work. That's how it's organized. These are the rules for traders that we have. If you have questions, ready to answer. Same thing. Come to the microphone and ask. Otherwise, neither us nor anyone else would hear your question. Could you please approach the microphone? Good afternoon, Rafael from Ufa. You said that you are setting up an alarm, waking up at night and doing the operation. You said you are setting an alarm. It's not exactly so that I'm setting. I don't set an alarm clock, but then there is an electronic. That's exactly what I meant. There is an electronic alert on that website, and it's. I said that my analysis starts at midnight. Does this computer? Do you mean that computer works for you when you're setting a minimum threshold to buy and to sell? Yes, with limits. Good afternoon. In our account, the indexes are giving us 1.1% per day. That is what 30% of what you have received. So Finiko means made 3.6% a day. The 10th star, the partner of 10th star is getting over 3%. And if Finiko gets 3.6 and the 10th star gets 3%, then what trader gets in Finiko itself? Well, the motivation here is not about what trader earned. It's about business. It's about the money which is being paid by a spot company as my respect to the person who is capable of building certain structure, X number of people, and certain turnover. The money that is being paid at that moment is only a question of bonus. How can I explain what would be the bonus that you will get? I obviously need to motivate you for you to have relatively high deposit yourself and quickly explain to you what bonus would you be getting. That is easiest to explain at the funding that you are getting on minimum amount that you are getting on your deposit. And how is it done? Mathematically, it's done out of the company budget, not from the trader's budget. 30% stays in the company. We have a relatively high reserve to manage all these things, but due to the scaling, I obviously can return the money relatively easily. Second question, why are you bringing in the indexes with Bitcoin and 35 team with fiat money? Question also addressed to me. I needed to obtain your agreement for that deal, and once we demonstrate that we can, we will be going back into the crypto exchange mode. We have an internal demand for crypto things to turn into reality and teach people to pay taxes of this. Obviously, I needed plenty of these quick situations to show respective. I was ready to put down my neck on the agreement, which is exactly what I did. That was pushing me to get a lot of experience and cases before. By March, we have about 100 of a total of over 800 contracts. Right now I have plenty of cases to demonstrate to the audience that they have minimal doubts, and then we'll be moving into the crypto to demonstrate that we actually can do that. And the third motive was to test the management team, so that everything that was taking place, or index, as you know, is semi-automatic mode, whilst the products, it is something that requires lots of control. It was important for us to understand the control points and then pack them inside the IT system, which is why it's just a testing. Next question is to Edward. When you are bringing the indexes into Bitcoin, on the third day, indexes start giving you some interest. At what moment are you fixing Bitcoins? Is that at stock exchange is also volatile? How do you fix that $1,000 if it's a question to Marat? We have a meeting when we are deciding on what way would that be going and what is to expect on behalf of the Bitcoin. Usually this money is fixed in USDT or in euro in payment systems and then being sent into stock exchange. Based on the policy for the week, it's then distributed, and if we expect growth, then we keep certain amount in Bitcoins. At one of the first video, next question, you said that the crypto exchange was one of the first tools. Do you still use it, or is it out? Cryptocurrency exchange, I don't know. We have this exchange of our own. We are using that as a base terminal for the exchange of whatever you want at our website through that exchange. It's a working tool. We are not just mentioning that now we have that exchange. We want that to be a normal behavior of yours when you're on the websites. That is a tool, that's not a product. In line with the 35 program, we understand that traders are working with a complex interest accumulation because for the 95 days you are not taking money out. What is the rate that you are putting down? Are you talking about our own profit? I'm responding that question because that's my responsibility, because I'm talking on the consumer language whilst they are speaking at the language of figures. I'm just giving an idea, and he's then thinking and then turning it into language of figures. So what if we do this and that? He is calculating minimum 1% and reinvestment, and you need to get some. Is it mathematically okay? And if we make only 0.5%, say an abstract week, etc., etc. Thus, we are looking at, let's say, low income levels and then setting it, assuming that it's a standard, and then looking at whether it allows us to make that happen within 95 days. They understand that nobody will be earning anything. It will be just savings mode, and 50% of this audience is working that way, especially the ones that are using the offices. We are all earning that, and we expect that we get it. Look, with the reinvest mode, from 1 million we need to return 3 in 3 months. If ideally we need to earn at least a million. So you want to earn something over the whatever you paid on the 95th day. Obviously, that will be a motivation for them. Are traders super motivated? Look, traders are working for 95 days. They earned nothing. That's not their scenario. That is possible. Hypothetically, yes. Now, practically, you are an entrepreneur. You are having an 18 trader saying that we lost everything. Okay, then they're coming second day, we lost everything, and then you obviously need to respond. If that is going that way in 18 different financial instruments, that means that we are damaging ourselves. Do I understand that you are having a large pool with great many traders, that are said that if you work well, you get it. Everyone is digging. Yes, but even more, they are not getting their own money straight away. They are risking their own money. All the stops are at traders' expense. If they are catching the candlesticks, and if they earn that, the money that they earned is not, they are not getting it back. They need to even work on that and get it back. You have 12 traders now. Are they main traders? Yes, main traders, 12 of them. And in our school of traders, we have 16 traders going to second education stage and some 30 more people getting ready. The public account that you are demonstrating, can we have someone to come to your office, etc.? If it is an Instagram channel and Telegram, etc. Look, you can draw it, don't you? Or do you mean to enter my personal account and see these public accounts for a person to come into my office and stop me when it's probably my conversation? What sum are we talking about on your side?
Oh, okay. We don't need to look at your millions. We look at the account which started from $10,000. Yeah, I heard you. For example, now we have this offer. It's a typical product, serial product. That means we have conditions. We show you. We have possibility to check through your own account. And if you say that it's interesting, but I really want to dig deeper, we're talking about $50,000. I'm ready to come to you personally, invite my specialists, and they will show you. So this public account, you cannot look. What we show, that's maximum what we can show. And the next question is, when we the public client account, which was minus 60,000 on the 1st of February. Something is wrong with this. No. Now we talk with our clients and we're getting it to 120% and close our experience. This case is an excellent illustration to what's inside, what we cannot replicate. To our traders, from the viewpoint of, you understand that he will never get the money. And the client was interested in closing the account. We will finish it next week and we'll see. So in 2-3 weeks, we'll have to make 20%, even more. So I'll ask next question. We have to go. Time. We just time. Good afternoon. The question is from my team. So the coronavirus and global crisis and a lot of other unpleasant things. Is company ready for concept? Well, we're ready for everything, as I said. So we're ready. Can it be strategy? What do you mean strategy? About coronavirus? Or markets will go down? I'm not biologist. What? It will. How does it influence on your life? So in our lives, it just. So I don't understand how this coronavirus can just like, well. So why are you worried about 300 dead people of coronavirus? I mean, why it can influence on my making decisions about how company works? Okay, crisis, the global crisis. What crisis? Crisis 2020. We have millions of crises. What do you mean? Which one do? 2008, but we're waiting. So we already been there and successfully overcame it. So uncertainty, it's an excellent area. So it's actually a possibility for us. We will make more money on any crisis. So you several times you repeated You several times you said that not $1 goes to paying the ones who invited new participants. When you go to index, you get 5%. No. Separate, please, the visualization of money and moving money. I show you 50, but before you get it, you need 3-4 days to make this money. Like in the product, we implement this. Well, I will protect this idea. My question to traders, and you said 18 instruments which you use in your index, but I just saw just 3 of them: Forex, gold, and WTI. What else? There is a whole list. Do we have slide? Can you name these others? Moscow Exchange. Okay, you can see, you can take a picture. We have the big article in VK site. And so not products, no, they are instruments and the names of these instruments. Thank you very much. You have been trading how, like, who is the oldest trader in your company? 11 years. There is no company Finiko, it's a brand. And you started trading. For how long have you been working? Your question is incorrect. You try to ask about one company. I just want to know. I look at it differently. I get experiences of people who can do it, and all of them more than 4 years. And this, my colleague, 11. So what was the biggest loss in the 4 years? What you guys, you say like, right? What, 4 years? You've been working for 4 years. All right. For the 20% drop. At what drop you close position? According to the rule. As a trader, you have a rule. You close profit and you close loss. We understand what we're talking about. And this number in which you cover your loss. Okay, I bought something. Minus 105, you lose. You quit the deal. Do you use leverage? Leverage, yes. Moscow Exchange. I'm not about shortcuts. We ask, do we use leverage or not? Yes, we use leverage. But I'm talking about long positions. When you buy, no, we don't use it. I told you how we spread the deposit. We don't take more than we can. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your question. A question about the Moscow conference. When we talk about minus 60%, you just said that 1.5% short, and you close it. I will answer this question. Look, I already explained that we have a rule of 2 stops, and then trader makes decision to risk money or not. So at the moment when this was tested, trader agreed that there will be compensation, and you got the agreement, and then you continue work. If now something happens and the trader makes mistakes, so it will be difficult for him to manage small sums of money and attract big sums of money. It's difficult to work with $1,000, for example. If it just happens that it stops, he just compensates from his own resources. So that means that the rule 1.5% just only accounts which the... No, it's about all trades. Well, the trader then takes his own risks from his own pocket. Maybe he's going hungry for 5 days, but still uses the money to compensate. I have 4 questions, Kirill, to you. My question is the most difficult question. You have a client. He's an investor. He has signed the contracts. If client dies, what? We're just working on this legal issue, which is called my legal heir. A legal heir. And how do you regulate it? No, we don't have the answer to this question. It's just if the relative comes, so we just do what we're told. But we want to make it along the legal streamlines. Yeah, I understand. This is a problem now. If a relative comes with some legal documents, and according to the civil code, we just do what we have to do. Before that, you said that you signed I haven't signed agreement for 1,200,000 rubles. Now prices changed, it became a little more expensive. You told me that there will be a moment when we have to agree, and if the price goes not more than 15%, we'll close this deal according to your price, plus minus number of days we need. Can we do it now? I have my term expires in April, so the price goes up, and this year, so the price increase on my car 20%. Can I just overstay my money? Can we organize this deal? I will not say no, because all will ask. The system is in control. From Tuesday, we go to automatic system, where on the 95th day, money goes to the client account. So, yeah, so number of clients, we can, up to 1 month, for example, keep the money to have the difference to some kind of a dialogue window. I don't know how we can do it, but it's possible. We don't have standard solution because we just have automated system, and now you have to adjust it according to specific cases. This is how it happens. So there is information from March. It will be a new system of investment, and according to these programs, would you elaborate on that? Elaborate on what? My attitude to this, or what? No, minimum investment. The task is the ideology behind this. Investing into 1,000, it's not investment. 5,000, it is not investment. So the task is to separate the investment mechanisms and deposit mechanisms as they are, and they couldn't have been possible without cashback card. So it will be a card from which we have a commodity turnover. So to increase the level of my investment up to 5,000, it's possible only through indices. So we have CTI index, and we'll have the derivative index a little later. I'll tell you about it, and deposit on plastic card. This is what I can comment on. So the minimum entry is 5,000 into index, and the deposit from 100, and price of one index will be no. You can, in wholesale, you can buy 5 indices. So the price of one index is 5,000. The entry index price $5,000. Can you have it just like first investment is 5,000, and later you increase your deposit with a step of 1,000. For those who partners, well, the question is who is the partner. I respect people who are partners now, and they have their conditions. Well, I mean to reinvest. I understand you, but reinvest will be from 5,000. From 5,000, because look, if we just work only with investment, you will wind up your business. So we must make a product available for many people, and this is deposit on the cards because it has more possibilities. And next question is about the after and real estate programs, the primary market and secondary market. Secondary market, you work with secondary market, but no, I don't see any limitations apart from the fact that you will be paying and you will be working with the documents. The real documents for buying and selling, that's what we need. But secondary real estate market will stay. Yes. Everything will be unchanged for any market of real estate. So Edward has gone. Was good question. So we get more good question. For example, if I get to 35% with 350,000 in order to buy a car for $1 million, so the day X comes and I don't need car, and I need Mercedes E-Class for $3 million. Can I reinvest this money into more expensive car? I mean, change the object of investment. So 350,000, and you have day 95, and you want to buy BMW, more expensive. Yeah, sure, it's possible. So reinvest without, no, it's not reinvestment. It's just choosing a new object of investment. The price of the car is $1 million. At 35% is 350,000, and 95 in 95 days, end of the agreement. I don't sign the agreement. And I say I don't need car for $1 million. I want to more expensive. No, we terminate this. No. If you sign the agreement for 350,000, so we are interested in increasing turnover. If you said that you need 350,000 and you buy a car for $1 million, we give 1 million, and in 1 million money goes into your personal account. You will have 1 month to give us documents for buying and selling. Yeah, no problem with the money. But if you don't buy commodity, as you said, we just block you. So I have to buy this car, give you documents, and then you just do what you want. You can reinvest. It's just about turnover. It's new cycle again. That's what I wanted to ask. One more question. The entry ticket is 5,000, but from 35% is 100,000. Where is the sense? Because okay, may I just? We have ideology. The product, buying cars, it's answer on the question how to turn your investment behavior into consumer behavior. It's the main problem. So you make money, but you don't buy anything. So from 100,000, we start talking from 100,000. Investment more than 5,000, then we'll increase it to 10,000. And it will be this year. Because we need the quality of investors. We will talk with the people who invest more than $10,000. They invest answering 3 or 4 key questions. I would like to not ask insignificant questions. I would like to have this investment threshold. People after $10,000 ask very professional questions, but very few of them. So we just expand our products. And what about the KPK? It's our own experience. We worked with this KPK. You will be, but it will not be profitable for you. Yes, if you want, you can go to KPK, but it's not a good idea, not profitable. According to the program 35, the entry will be in Bitcoins, then exit in, it will be much easier. From card, yes, everything will be from the card.
Which means if look, you want to buy something, you have 350,000 with acquiring, you are buying, you're getting a specific calculation solution that works on our website. The system now calculates in 95 or 120 days, etc., from the point of view of taxes. Then the money gets back into the card, and you do whatever. Which means that whoever is willing to use the 35 program, they would need to use the card, right? You want to have a simple tool both for us and for the clients. But you have an acquiring with which the money could get there, money gets off in the whatever, and then any ATM you can get money off your card. And what if you're buying something more than $13,000 US? Even throughout the day you can take more money. The Russian banks won't be asking why you had $100,000. How many times? When was the last time you were interacting with an ATM? Is it asking you many questions? You will have tools. If you like them, welcome to the company. If you feel that you are not satisfied, we hear the feedback, we are working, but we don't have our own ATMs yet. And the 3 and the fail report personal income tax forms, will it be sent somewhere in that report? From the 600, all the payments, 650, we are getting the money that you are getting on the card. You are getting figures that have already paid the 13% income tax was formed, and the certificate will be issued. As an individual citizen of the Russian Federation, I will be working with a card of, say, Singaporean bank, and taxes will be paid for the respective. Hypothetically, I'm taking $11,000, buying a car, then I'm selling the car. The fact that you have sold yourself is obviously your responsibility. Everything that we do with the transactions, we are responsible. But if people will be asking me where you got the $11,000 US, you will show the 3 and the fail personal income tax, 3 personal income tax form of Russia. The bank is not giving the certificate on taxes. You are shaping. We, as a tax agent of yours, will be transferring respective taxes, and what legal body is still to be identified. Do you mean that the money comes and the tax payment certificate comes? No, that is being shaped at the moment when the profit is calculated. But can I get the respective tax form from my personal account? Yes, you can. Next question. Can I ask a question about referrals? You have marketing wars in the program still. Okay. Agency payments and whatever have not been paid. That is my question. Will you respond immediately or later? Let's say 5% of 35 didn't get to the higher sponsor and the referral. I heard that it didn't. Why? Due to moving to a new platform, if we would be doing things manually, we will fill the history of transactions with these transfers. So what's mechanic? We are transferring the loans with the wave of the monthly, and then the cars and the flats, and then sending it for 2 months, and then it will be automatically distributed to all those. With the wave for 2 months, do you mean for December and January we are going to get in February? And then in line with the agreements, 5% automatically and 1% every month. It was said that we will get everything by 10th of February, or we'll be here. Either we will get done by the 10th February or up to the 12th, because we are working on that very thing. And second question, talking about indexes, there is no agency payments if the upper sponsor doesn't have that. While it's at 35 in the cash payback, there is this agency payments even if the upper level sponsor doesn't have indexes. I think that will be closer to marketing. Are you talking about the benefits on indexes? Well, investment mechanism is certain rules of the game. It's math that should work. Investment products are a specific thinking, and it stands separately. All other products are created for people that don't have options of investing. I need to give a way for people to enter a company and be earning money, unlike many other companies that say at least pay something, the base package, say 5,000 rubles, and you'll be part of the company. No, in our case, it's a free registration. You can earn $100 if you share information about the card, 50,000 rubles if your neighbor comes into auto loan or a closing existing loan program. That money you can earn it and then invest it later. And then the team approach is the investments are being paid if you're working with a team. Secondly, you don't have to earn individually. You can get 2, 3. You open your reference base, some 600 people in contacts. What do you mean? You get together 3 people that needs money. Do you need money? Okay, let's call. Each one of you needs to close the loans, etc. Okay, well, let's look at this from the general logic point of view. Isn't this the same if I'm invite a person for $1,000 or not? Not exactly. In my case, I don't feel it is, so I don't understand. I don't have to immediately guarantee that you understand. These are just 2 different models. One thing is investment, it's here. Whilst over here we have investor. Are you saying that this is just a question of ideology? Look, what happens? There are plenty of companies that have good intentions and start making everything acceptable that you can start earning without investing yourself. So what happens? I come, I get $10,000 of everybody, and then I get my money. Did I invest it? No. You just earn the money, you'll spend it. My task, longer term, was to create a community of investors, people who invest and who shape the team. If you can't do that, here is at least something, irrespective of you have some people above or below, you can be earning the money within your team, which is why there are different models. Okay, I feel that at least I start feeling the sense. We need to be moving further. A question from the front. Kirill, I had a question about real estate. Look at the stage of construction. Okay, thank you. I now see where you are. I would like to buy real estate when it is being just erected in the green field. I don't know what would be the cost of it, but I can assume within 3 months' time I'm investing a certain amount of money, let's say 500,000, so that I would get $1.5 million at the account of whatever my real estate developer. I'm agreeing with him, and it turns out that it's not $1.5 million, but different, and they have a later payment system. Can I have a contract for the same amount? Do you mean you want to break down and want to have two agreements for the same real estate? I don't think it is okay within the policy. We are talking about one object and not two. And what if I'm looking at this as not as a purchase and sale, but as an entry? I had a preliminary discussions that this is a working scheme. I see difficulties in shaping this deal in IT room as well. May I comment? As when you are buying an apartment at the very beginning, the price tag will be told immediately. I signed the contract and the price tag is $1,600,000. It's a different city. I don't know when I get there. I'm coming there in 3 months, and they're saying, and they giving me a price tag for $3 million. Whilst didn't we forbid such kind of contracts? As a realtor who is responsible with a construction, it's the first time I am encountering this. It seems to be a strange contract with a realtor when a price tag all of a sudden changing. Okay, so it's a non-standard situation. Everything else, let's discuss. I would like to express the fact that I'm impressed, and of course a question, Zygmunt, if I understand correctly, we will have cards on Tuesday. Nope. I said Tuesday. I said Tuesday. On Tuesday, you will have a possibility to sign contracts with phones. Automatically on the platform, you'll be able to put the mark, sign an agreement, introduce the price tag of the real estate in rubles or in US dollars, and make a contract through phones. You won't be saying that Zygmunt, we have accounts for, etc. We can send the cards themselves will be in 6-7 weeks, approximately. Second question about 84 that was not mentioned. Why? I know that the program is there and that people are coming into the program. When will you be having? Is it 4x10? We are closing them. A person has invested. When will the person who has invited them, if the client did something in line with your recommendation and we forgotten to send that you're writing to tech support, and we are addressing this. And the X4, is that included into the iPhone promo? February? Simply because that program wouldn't exist. It was outside of business. It's an experiment, and let me communicate what was the nature. Our task was to create a product for cancer treatment. Cancer diseases treatment is the amount of money that is required for people who don't have that. Nobody is insuring them. And we need to test the mechanism of those access to develop the skills of the trader. And thus the product was a test. Those who entered, thank you. That who didn't get enough will get it, but it would not be used at the systemic level. Thank you. Rustam from Ufa, a partner. I'd like to thank, first of all, you, Cyril, and your team for the wonderful work you are doing. Impressed by the simplicity of solutions you're making. Every button in the iPhone is very well thought through. We believe that behind the external simplicity, we have a lot of work. I am trying to push guys working. Oftentimes, I'm being asked, how do you force the team to work? You always need to lower the perceived value with love. Every conference you are communicating new products as partners of yours. We have to be communicating this to clients. So I'm trying that we don't manage not just partners. Even I'm having a difficulty. I feel that once every 2 weeks we need to organize a partner Zoom or news that could be learned how to communicate new information to clients, which is why I actually needed this fast approach to having offices so that they would be always updated and passing questions. Question inaudible. Apartment buying up 1 million, 3 million. That's not 10% either way. For some reason, I also thought about 15, but the figure, it better be clarified because, yes, otherwise I would have to be. Question. My question is much simpler. Where can I see the graph of your client body growth? The number of people. At the moment, 13,500. The number of registrations a week is reaching from 1,300 to 1,500 users a week. And how many did you have in December? How many of us were there in December, in November, and in January? Somewhat less. I don't have that statistics. The website was first organized as an MVP model just to test. They should have had registration, referral, and the payment tools, fixation of the account. And the fact that it was growing that fast, that was something that was unexpected. It was that information that you request. If you want to request this as a feedback, as a reporting, that will be a harder thing, which is why we had to move to a better controlled model when we see analytics. The growth in number of registrations is about 1.5 2% registrations a day. Are you seeing an exponential growth? Yes. One question. Ramis from Kazan. Could you speak closer? My name is Ramis from Kazan. Kirill, Zygmunt, Korsten, everybody. Hello. Question to you, Zygmunt. You said beginning Tuesday, the FZ mode will be accepted automatically through filling in your personal account with Cifron. Does it mean that these issues could be filled from anywhere, Kazakhstan, India, etc.? Yes, indeed. You might have seen that we started having English in the interface, a request from 15 countries to make sure that we broadcast our materials in foreign languages as well, which is why we need universal international financial tools and respective languages for materials. Cyril, one more question. Please identify where you are. In the fall or early winter, we heard that products for small commodity products such as phones, whatever, would be available. We have a service in Detroit, Khatelka, things I want. If you attentively look at what we were doing since the end of May, you will see what we were doing, how to make the product simpler, interesting, and more convenient. Cars, okay. Flats is a product, good. What else can be done? So we were thinking about funding for phone, for, I don't know, funding your university course, etc. And then we came with that idea to IT specialists, and they basically killed our intentions. They said, and what if there would be someone who would want to be buying drugs and would be using your system to transfer money to drug dealers, etc. We had plenty of ideas, and which had to be tested against possible realities, which is why we are coming up with the card product, which allows you to pay for whatever you want, but the responsibility would be on you. We repackaged all the card-related things into the card. Should we invite Marat maybe here if he didn't fall asleep? I think you have already presented everything that we had to do after the break. Hello, everybody. Marat Sabirov. Responsible for all the payment size things, money acceptance. We've been working on that very project for the last 3 to 4 months. And as Kirill said, it was originally anything you want at 35% of the price tag, but from the security aspect for the company, we had to give it up. Then we tried to use the marketplace. That was an idea with other complications, control, the logistics, etc., risks associated to deliveries. Thus, we had to give up. As at the end of the thing, in the city of Chelyabinsk, I was in the city of Chelyabinsk, and once my buddy said, you need to rest, got me sick. I was at 39 degrees. I got pneumonia, and for some 20 days, I couldn't even leave my home. Guys were not bringing me into work. I hope from the point of view of love and care they were showing to me. If you, that's how I'm trying to calm myself down.
As a result, I got better. And on the first meeting, I was told now we can issue cards, or the MasterCard, and it's a cryptocurrency card. And I've been working with the cryptocurrency from 2017. From 2017, I have been dreaming about card which I can use the cryptocurrency, go to the shop and buy something. I don't know, new telephone, some other little things. But here is the MasterCard. Well, that means I can use it anywhere. As a result, when I put together a cashback service and cryptocurrency card, I got cashback cryptocurrency card. Well, creative people probably envied me a lot. What does this card give? Well, cashback from 15% from any purchase, any shop, in any city, in any country, around the world. Anywhere you have a terminal which accepts MasterCard, you can pay and get cashback 15%. From 15%, real cash back to your card. It's not just bonuses, it's not, I don't know how it's when done in some shops, cashback. And I just, as an expression, with this card, all products become cheaper, 25% cheaper. Interesting, isn't it? And next one, you get 6% monthly for your deposit. It's a card. The card is serviced by the company, so it's free for the user. It works around the world with the partnership program. There are two ways to increase cashback from 15% and maximum to 25%. Well, first way is for people who just want to use card, spend money, and not recommend it to anybody, just enjoy this financial product. How it can be done? So you spend $200 in total. I mean, it could be that 20 purchases for $10, so the cumulative effective $200, and you get 1% to your cashback. You spend $500 plus more percent, and 1,000 plus 2%. It's a story for those who want to be just a user of this card and get cash back from any purchase. Second, it's recommendation. You recommended it to 1%, 1% to 2 people plus 1 more percent. And if you recommend it to 3 people, so plus 3% altogether. You recommend it to 4th person, it's plus 2%, and 5 people, 3%. So anyway, maximum you can get your cash back up to 25%. And if you bought something for $1,000, now you get the same percentage. And as I said, maximum cash back is 25%. It's a cumulative effect. You accumulated cash back 25%, and this condition stays for the whole period of card using. You don't have to prove it every month or to spend certain money every month. No, once you get 25%, you get 25% cash back for the whole period of using the card. The question, now in many banks, I have several cards in different banks so that my children can use it. Do you plan it? Probably yes, but I asked MasterCard if it's possible to build it on our system. We still haven't got the answer, but we hope that the answer will be yes. We are listening to all of you, to all of your wishes and desires. We work on this, and everything which is possible, we'll do it. It's applications, and as you said, the cards for your family members, wife and your children. The microphone maybe. When you ask questions, we can't hear you. During what time you will get this 25%? It all will be in the presentation. Can I see the slide? And slides? How does cashback work? It's program itself. You need 2 things. You need deposit account on which you have 6% every month, and other account, a personal account, on which you just spend money buying things. For example, every month a person or somebody spends $1,000 a month. To get cash back from all 1,000 on deposit, you need to have $1,000. If she spends $1,200, the cash back will be back from 1,000 because she has only $1,000 in her deposit. And usually here I just waiting for an answer, question. Why Natasha or whatever? Why do you use this special name? Why? How do we get the cash back? Cash back is given to you for the next 5 months after you spent a certain amount of money. Yes, so this is the scheme. With the equal installments during 5 months. For example, if you buy something in January, so in February, March, April, May, in June, every month you'll get 1/5 of the sum which you spent. Is it clear? I need to understand that you understand. You bought something in January. You bought something for $1,000. So depending on your cashback rate, which is 20%, for example, you spend already 2,000 and you get 20%, which is your rate, which is not changing. And the 20% is given to you 5 times, or $4. You get the payback of this $100 during 5 months on the purchase. From the $100, because it's cashback, you get $6 every month, plus to the $4 to your deposit. 6% every month, it's 72% a year. And it's like 10% every month you get from your purchases. And during 1 year, you get back 118%. If you continue doing it, and in any case, monthly, you spend roughly the same money and you use card. You use your card continuously, regularly, and you start making money. You start asking your relatives, well, what do you want to buy? This is small business of your children, of your nieces and nephews, to understand this, how to work with investment, so that they can buy something and make cash back themselves. How to teach children how to work with money, so this is the best way to show them how to understand what the money is. And so where is the attractive thing? In January, for example, you bought something, and in February you get the first part of your cash back. But in February you continue spending, and you spend maybe the same money, so that means in March you will get cash back for 2 months. And that means that for June you'll get 25% every month. For the previous 5 months spending, you'll get in 1 month. If you, for example, if you spend $1,000 and on the deposit you have $1,000 as well, and you spend $1,000, so 25% will come back to you. So create your business from your consumption, and you eat, you fill up your car, and you turn it into your business. You do it. Just look at this, at your spendings at this way. I mean, and how you get back what you spend. Sorry, can I have a question? Well, in January that means I spent 1,000. In February I will get 25%. No. Slide back, please. You get 1/5, 5%. If you have maximum 25%, January you bought something for $1,000. From this 1,000, during the next 5 months, you'll get 5%. 5. You buy something in February. Well, that means that in March I will get 5%. If in February you repeat the same spending cycle, buying cycle, and what happens after that? Next month will be 15, then 20%, 25. So if you keep this pace of consumption, you made 25%. So that means any purchase for you becomes 25% cheaper. Can I get this cut at any moment, or you have a limited number? A little later we'll talk about it. And may I ask you a question now about CTI? The increments will up to $5,000. Will you change the marketing plan? Yeah. Well, fine. The basic things will be the same, because deposit depends on the turnover. The deposits from the cards will be used in the turnover. Can I have a question? What generates money for cashback? Deposit. Deposit account is working, yes. So you can deposit and personal. You spend money from personal and deposit. It's a money-making account. At any moment you can close deposit, but you simply switched off from cashback as soon as you close deposit. So all cashback after that will be switched off as well. You just use it as a regular card. And this 1,000 went to work and trade. Yes. If you build a house, for example, at whatever you pay by your card, not just food, no, I just, whatever. If this system accepts MasterCard, it automatically counts as MasterCard is pays for everything. I have never, I've never seen in Kazan or in the nearby cities a shop which can't accept a MasterCard, and in the world as well. What are the limits of deposit on the card? 5,000. But then it's just more interesting to go to CTI. So less than 5,000 is maximum. But after that, it's better to work with the CTIs. Can you get cash from any cash machine? From any ATM? Yes. We don't have this video, how it works. Next time we'll show you the video. Why we did it? We created a story for the investment from $100. On deposit you can have minimum $100. It's a story for those who can't afford 1,000. So, as Kirill said, that the investment is just a bit different mentality. How to invest money and how to take money back in the cash. In cash machine, in ATM. You go to ATM. Yeah, you can use ATM. At that now, to put money in, when we get first cards, only through your personal account in Цифрons, on digital units. It is one more advantage for those who are index holders. Oh, I see index holders. How many index holders? In what way, when there's Цифрons which you have turned into money, you can just shout something from where you sit. Right, so you all invest. You push the button, exit. You get bitcoins minus 3% commission. Then bitcoins you change on some site for rubles. You have to find a dealer, yes, a trusted dealer, so that you won't be deceived because it's cryptocurrency, and only after that you'll get rubles on your card. How it happens now, you from your personal account, you get the Цифрons, you put on your card, and that's it, without commission, cash. And Zygmunt will tell you. No. What we're talking about is you can buy Цифрons, you can buy them for acquiring. So Цифрons now you buy for bitcoins. We just to make it possible to buy Цифрons using the just plastic cards. So you press the button, you insert the data, and you get the money. So in Цифрons you are in your personal account. Second is, can you use cash, putting money in your card? Technically, yes. And we are just getting license for it. We technically know this. Now we're getting license to make this operation legal, to use cash to increase your balance on your card. Well, if it doesn't happen, we will take it out from our video, from this presentation. May I have a question? Ufa, in Moscow conference, you said 13% of tax. You somehow clean the card. Okay, no. Let me just explain to you. It's much simpler. So we have to have a size of the profits, have the taxable amount, and give you money. It's before you get the money on your card. Before, yes. And to have a document that for this transaction. A follow-up question. You pay to tax authorities, but we have to verify our personal taxpayer's number and show it to the tax. No. Individual taxpayers number is enough. Thank you. If I'm individual entrepreneur and I pay 6%, not 13%, we started together, I think. Theoretically, yes, but actually you as the individual entrepreneur, you have to have certain income to pay 6%. For example, you do it, and can you imagine I am a system which if you write some recommendations, we work on this. We are creating the dialogue window is if you are a self-employed or individual entrepreneur, legal. So you have to have more favorable scheme to pay taxes, to pay less taxes. Well, basically the flat rate is 13%. So we will improve this product so that you can have more better conditions to pay taxes.
Obviously, I see Zygmunt is getting happier. There would be another dialogue window. Well, if you don't want to pay 13%, you would be able to take a next step, add whatever code numbers, and would not be paying not just the burden, but to avoid other consequences, legal consequences that would follow if you don't do it as appropriate. Look, next question. Right now it takes 3 to 4 days for Cifron movement, etc. How much time would it take with the cards? It will take 3 working days to work with the card. Obviously, index holders, as well as those who are in the company, are intended for us to work for longer, which means it requires us to get some money back from the stock exchanges, and that is demanding some time. May I add here, Kirill, when you're talking about yourself, you're thinking about you and the system. But the system can't behave that way because there is a game theory. Everybody might decide to come and request something, and the system must be capable of addressing those needs immediately, irrespective of how many people have addressed the request. Thus, we are taking the number of days that would allow us to satisfy the needs of, say, if 80% of the time would be doing that. For any kind of entrepreneur, when you're interacting with clients, assume that all clients can come immediately at once. Question about deposits. What should be the period, and for how long should I put the money on the deposit to get the cash back? Is it okay if I put whole of the amount within a day or within a month? Look, the purpose of the deposit is that if you want some cash back, we need to have some money to earn it from, which is why we need to have certain mandated amount of funds at your deposit, using which we can be paying you cash back. That's your money, and on top of that, we are giving you 6% on a monthly basis, etc. And all of that game, that movement, is there for you to be getting cash back from your purchases. Because if we don't have that, we cannot be paying you the cash back. There are no limits. It is your interest in having the cash back or not. You mean that I can put the amount of money on the deposit in one day, get the cash, and take that money out, but you want to receive the cash back, which is why I'm asking for how long should my money should be on the deposit. For all of the 5 months, when you are getting the cash back, the money should be at the deposit. Let me limit. May I request people to ask questions about cards, which is my responsibility? Yes, my question is about the card. My husband and I have two personal accounts. My question is it okay for me to move my Cifrons to my husband's card? When both of you have the card, you will have a chance to move difference between the cards, but not in the personal accounts. But yes, at the level of personal accounts, yes. We won't give the access inside the personal account. One more question. So the maximum deposit on a card is $5,000 US. Then there was a question, what is the maximum amount that can be taken off the card per day? Then my question would be, how can you get the more money out? Well, you have two different accounts. The deposit account, you can have a max of $5,000, and $13,000 limit is about your own account, personal account. So 5 and 13 are on the same card. The deposits are inside your account. Certain amount is fixed for the calculation of your cashbacks. But talking about the 13,000 rubles is a limit of a crypto card. The rules, you have taken 13,000 and bring 13,000 next time. Yes, I guess the ATM is the limit. The question is, why is Singaporean bank the answer? I don't have that many options. I'm not a specialist in banking technologies. I had the dream of applying banking technologies to simplify the work of the company. I received a proposal from strong crypto specialists that were making those cards for their own products, and that solution was there from Singapore, and the MasterCard actually started from Singapore, which is why we are at the very center of where it was. Inside the chat, I'm explaining to them what I want, and they are getting it into the payment mode. And can we have a Q&A via the website? Question about 35 program, 1 minute. No. Let us finish the card aspect. Let us get rid of the cards because we have motivational aspects. Why do you need cards if you want a small business, etc.? Let me just illustrate the figures. Okay, let me ask a question about the card. If the amount of the purchase came in Cifrons and 1 million, and then I'm using the card and getting the money off the ATM, etc. Well, you will obviously be choosing how you will be moving a Bitcoin to cash, but you'll also be getting the Bitcoin on your wallet. You requested the money out, and thus your wallet gets the funds that you requested, and you're deciding what you do with it. Cards related question? Go ahead. When are we getting the cash back? On the 15th of the month. Anything that was paid up till the 30th, we are getting the cash back. Cards. You won't let me go. Hello, everybody. I'd like clarification. If on my personal account I have enough Cifrons and I want a card, put it on the card. Will I have a mobile app that will be helping you to understand how it's happening? You are paying with your card. The conversion is done through US dollars, and the reflection of the balance will be in your account, as well as you'll be able to see it on the app on your phone. Okay, so you are having an app in your mind. Yes, indeed, you can enter your personal account. You will see what was actual spending amount, etc. But we will certainly have a respective solution that will be reflecting how much it was, etc. Look, and now talking about Cifrons, when I'm requesting Cifrons on my cards, what will be the how is it converted? Look, Cifron is equals $1. So 100 Cifrons is like 100 Cifrons, $1. If I bring it into my card, in 3 days' time I see them. Does it mean that in 3 days' time I can start using the card? And if US dollar exchange to ruble grows, that means that my money also grows. Yes, it's for you. It's like it's similar to dollar account, but it will be in Cifrons in our currency. Will we have some interest when you are buying? Can we have slides on the screen? I'd like to deliver everything and then including commission. Can a legal entity transfer money on the card? Not yet. If a legal body can have cryptocurrency, you can transfer money on the card, but that's not applicable for Russia. If you have an Estonian company and you have cryptocurrency on your account, you can of course move. The cost of the card is 500 Cifrons, let's say $500. What happens once you buy it? 350 Cifrons is there with you. 100 Cifrons goes immediately to your deposit and 250 Cifrons at your personal account so that you can immediately go into the shop and start buying things. Not to have other operations. Next slide. Partner program. What partner gets for a referral? A referral gives you 100 Cifrons on your personal account, plus 3% of the income of deposits in the structure, 0.15% from all purchases of the structure which is under you 10 levels. That's approximate figures. 3% income from the deposit. Do you understand that? It's like income from the index that you have. People get money and we are calculating them 3%, just like, and the same thing is true for the turnover. If your neighbor on your recommendation buys a card, gets $1,000 to it, you start having 3% of whatever he spends. If he spent whatever, from everything that he purchases with the card, you get 0.15%. If the neighbor convinces others, those are extra layers and you're getting a structure. And that way cents are getting together to large sums. 0.15% seems little, but only people who are familiar with this very well understand what we are talking about. Here, let me illustrate on my own example. People who don't know what it is and have to do that mathematically. Let's say there is me who buys the card and it has 100 Cifrons at deposit, 6%. I'm inviting 3 and I want to get maximum cash back. I'm inviting 3 more people. I'm getting, what does it mean 3 more people? If you are doing network business, you are thinking terrible picture, calling everybody and inviting them somewhere. No. What we mean is people see that you are using the card, you are getting cash back. You shared about this and say, you want such a card? That's it. I think it will even work better. You will start paying for all the purchases your company makes. That will sound strange because everyone will start saying, why? Are you doing this? And then you respond. 3 people are getting interested and use your referral. So say I invited them, I get 250 to get, and most likely everything that I get would go into deposit. That's what I would do, because I'm getting 6%. I don't know whether I would be spending whatever, but I at least be getting 6%. That way I have $400. I invited 3 people, and if they have similar motivation, and if you explain, then those 3 do the same thing, and they have similar funds on their deposit account, same kind of spendings. 0.15 here, 3% of their 6 here. I earn 112 rubles and 135 here. Now if we go level by level, if each 3 invites 3 more, that means 9 people. Everyone is earning, here I'm earning 337 and 405 a month. Doesn't seem a lot, but what happens at the next step, it obviously doesn't stop because the card is selling itself. I'm getting 1,012 rubles and 1,215 here. From the level 6, when I have 729 people, I'm earning 27,337 here and 32,805. And the maximum, what is at all possible of the 10 levels, it's 59,000 people, and I'm earning here 2,214,000 and 2,657,000 here. Plus, obviously, this is not only what I'm earning for cumulative from all the levels. Thus, altogether, it can reach to 7,307,000 without selling anything. All you do is just buying. Majority of families is spending what? 20 or more thousand rubles. You're getting the cash back. You don't need to explain why you need card. There would be people who will be keeping here. They are not 400 US dollars, but the maximum 5,000, and they would be buying all the large things that their neighbors or friends or whatever needs. For me, if I could get such a card, that would be genius. I would buy anything to everybody, and I would get 25%. And you are getting 0.15% of the every purchase they make. That's your mini bank that earns you on a daily basis a little bit, but it can take you down to this story. Do we move to questions, or is it it? And next slide. Question. Here I am. I said I would be buying to everybody. Will you be giving a discount for what you are selling? That's obviously personal qualities. I probably not. Would you be trusted? You want a fridge? We go to the store, I pay, and you are giving me the money. Didn't you intend to buy it anyway? Could you please clarify about 6% of the monthly income from your deposit? Is it going back to the deposit, or does it go into your wallet? Which means that 5,000 that was at the deposit stays there. Any income. If you want to, you are feel free. And the maximum of amount of money at the deposit is 5,000. 5 at the moment. Well, you know, you would benefit much more from indexes. Are you tired of indexes? You want something different? Question about $500, guys. Could you please explain where it goes? 100 went into the referral structure. $500 is the cost of the card. $100 goes to the person who invited you. $100 to your deposit and $250 to your account, and $50 to us. The cost, the cost, etc., and servicing of the card. A question. Quite often, we start having the issues of returning goods that you bought. You bought a product that was an expensive TV set, say, and then TV gets broken, you return it, and the store is returning you the money. That will be possible here as well. When we got the first information about the card, it was possible to buy the card that cost $31,000 and move from the card to the card. Is it still possible, or is everything through Cifrons now? Can we please have slide on the screen? At the moment, every partner has a segment, a tab called card in the personal account. You enter, buy, you indicate the city, the country, and the address, street address into where we need to deliver it. You would be able to buy the card at Cifrons. You press the card, the delivery address, and then once you pay, is it possible to pay rubles for the card? You can buy Cifrons with rubles, and you can pay with Cifrons for the card itself.
Can I buy it for rubles? I just wanted to clarify. Buying from Kazan, theoretically, so you don't have, if company disappears tomorrow, MasterCard, company closes, MasterCard will work. There was a question. We'll adapt. One, we can disappear. Why suddenly we disappear? Zygmunt, as for acquiring, when will you start to buy Cifrons for rubles, so that you can buy it for rubles? On Wednesday, we will move from Russia to Estonian domain, and at the same time we will start acquiring in our personal account. It'll take from 1 week to 3 weeks, but we'll try to do it in 2 weeks. And deposits account, if a person use it, so will it be automatically in the marketing? Yes, yes. Deposit account, you mean? Yes, yes. So thank you. Some more questions. Maybe I missed something. When you put Cifrons on card, you get to deposit. No, it's you choose. It's your choice. You can put it on deposit or on a, well, not exactly. You can put on deposit only in your personal account, and if Cifrons can be used on deposit or in personal account from which you will have to pay. You can choose it in the menu, 2 accounts, deposit and personal, and you just choose. You click on which one you want. You have to move on. They go home or what? If no more questions, so in the microphone, please, because we have a live fair. My question was about the number of cards. At any time, first we have 5,000 cards, half of them already sold, and then we will always have them. You don't have to wait 6-7 weeks. It'll take some time. Do we have a charity card? After break, we will have break then. Not about card question. No, only about cards. Only about cards.